Greetings, everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other rock music. So, as you can see, we still haven't got much done over the last few hours. I'm just taking a break from work and decided that this is the time to do the video. So, the video we're doing for tonight is two music commonalities compared. So basically what this is a show that Ben and I put together. It was his idea, and I actually had done something similar to this with what's the difference at some point as well, but we've taken this to a different level. So what it is he's decided, he had an idea that we should do something where we compare a couple of different things that are similar. And he, as long as it was rock music related, we were going to try it. So it could be two drummers, could be two bands, could be two albums, maybe it's two live albums, could be a couple of anything, or maybe it's two generations, maybe father and son thing, or daughter and mother thing, or daughter and son, or whatever. Anyways, so Ben is the one that chooses this. Now he has a vast album collection. And so he has a lot of things that he can give me. He's trying to give me stuff I'm a little more familiar with, but eventually we'll get to stuff that maybe I'm not as familiar with, so you get more of a raw first kind of impression of these two bands, or two things, or whatever. So today we are going to be doing two rock vocalists of legendary proportions and legendary status. And we're, of course, talking about none other than Roger Daltry of The Who, and Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones. So there's a lot, these two have a lot in common, and they have some differences as well. I'll talk a little bit about that, but basically they have a lot in common. So the music that both bands play is very rock and rollish. It's not hard, there's some hard rock here, there's some pop rock. There's lots of different stuff going on for both bands. However, I would not venture to say these are metal bands or anything like that, or progressive bands, but they both have that rock and roll feel to their music. And they're both kind of a bad band type thing too. Like they have that attitude, and both of the singers carry this attitude strongly. I think Mick Jagger, his sexual on stage presence, and almost in violation at the time in the 60s of what was considered appropriate. He definitely violates that in many ways. Roger Daltrey, a little bit less of that, but has his own stage presence and almost a tough guy image that he tries to portray, and very on stage dominating. Both of them are very strong frontmen. Their vocals are a little bit different from each other, but they're definitely in the same vocal range. They both have kind of harsh voices at some point, but smooth voices at other points. Definitely rock sounding vocals, no doubt about it, and very distinctive, both of them. Mick Jagger, he's got that kind of swaggery kind of almost sounds like a New York kind of sound to it, but even though he's a British rock star, when he's singing, he kind of has that New York kind of not accent, but flavor to his singing, although he has a strong British accent. And then, you've got Roger Daltrey, of course, with the British accent as well. Definitely a stage presence, definitely a guy who gives off lots of attitude as well. So they're both very attitude-oriented stage presence frontmen, I think Mick's voice is distinctive. He's got a kind of almost like a rappy voice in some ways, but very kind of, I want to say, there's a lot of attitude in his voice. His voice isn't, I wouldn't say he's a great vocalist. He doesn't have a great sound to his voice, but it just projects very well, especially with the music they have, suits it very well. Same type of thing with Roger Daltry. His voice isn't the greatest voice, but he projects it very well and projects their music very well with it. Both have strong voices, and both have carried the voices fairly far into their life too. Roger's voice, because of the throat surgery, hasn't been as strong, although it was stronger on their last album than the previous one that they did back in 2006-07. But in the last one they did in 2018, I thought his voice was actually much better. Both of them are strongly opinionated, and they try to dominate the stage. They're in competition with other members of the band. In the case of Mick Jagger, he's very much in competition with Keith Richards and Ronnie Wood at the front. And then you have, with The Who, of course, Roger's completely in competition with Pete Townsend, and not so much nowadays, but back in the day. And Keith Moon, of course, was in there too. So, I mean, you've got lots of stuff going on here. In the case of the one difference that is notable between the two of them is that Mick does most of the lyrics for the Rolling Stones, where actually Pete Townsend of The Who does most of the lyrics, and in fact almost all the lyrics for The Who. So Roger's not up there on that, but when it came to performing Tommy, he took on the role of Tommy very well, so much so that people actually believed that it was about him initially, and it wasn't, but he played the part so well. To me, they're both really strong frontmen. I love their vocals. I love the attitude. I love just the way they sing the songs that they sing. So there you have it. Those are two of the, to me, they're legendary vocalists. I don't think they're ever going to be like a Freddie Mercury type vocals, or even a lot of the symphonic prog rock bands that are out now who have a lot of these really smooth sounding vocals. Neither one of these are going to win any awards for the sound of their vocals. It's just their attitude and the way they project themselves that have made them the legends they are. I'm pretty sure if both were coming up now and went on American Idol, they wouldn't even get through the first round, because that's the way, they don't want that now. They want this perfection sounding voice, and neither of these are going to do it. But they both sing some of the best rock music out there, and for me, I like them both quite a bit. I hope that you do as well. So please hit the like, please hit the subscribe. It's much appreciated. If you've got any comments about either Mick or Mick or Roger here, you can leave them in the comments section below. And don't forget to hit the notification bell, as we will be back next week here on Sunday night with another episode of Two Music Commonalities Compared. I'm looking forward to the next one. I've enjoyed this particular show. Is one of my favorites to do, because I get to talk about things I love, and Ben supplies those things, and he's been really excellent at supplying stuff that is easy to see what they have in common, Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this. Have yourself a good evening, and we will be back tomorrow night with look back at another classic rock album. I still even haven't chose the one. I think I know the one I'm going to choose, but I haven't chosen 100% yet. So we will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.